Hello, everybody. How are you? So I spontaneously decided to come on right now because of something that I saw on LinkedIn, and it reminded me of something that I wanted to do anyway, and that I've actually done before on this channel. So uh, I think late last year, I believe it was late last year, was the first time I heard about share the mic in cyber. Sounded very interesting, and some people that I follow and admire participated in it and, seemed to really, really love it. So I said, well, let me look a bit into, I had never heard of it before. So I looked into it a little bit, and I came on my channel here to talk about it a little because I was like, I got questions about that. So so here it is, right? So it's here on my LinkedIn, okay, which is why I'm coming live. So it says, it gives a description, like how to share the mic in cyber work. It says, we pair a practitioner with an ally, and the practitioner will share their stories and the vision for change in the industry using the ally's Twitter or LinkedIn platform all day. Okay. So you have a practitioner and an ally. The practitioner shares the ally's Twitter and LinkedIn platform all day. Supporting organizations and influencers help us amplify. Okay. So my first question is, who is the practitioner and who is the ally? I'm assuming the practitioner is somebody who is in a marginalized group. I'm assuming that's what it sounds like. Let me know if you participated, let me know. Okay. But it seems like, and from what I've heard from other people, like the way it works, the practitioner is someone in a marginalized group. Okay. And the ally is not someone in that group. Okay. So the practitioner, if this is correct, the person in the marginalized group shares a mic. So assuming the person whose voice is amplified is the ally. Okay, they have the platform, they have the voice and all this. So what they're doing is they're sharing their power for a minute with the practitioner so that the practitioner's voice can be heard. So that suggests that before the sharing, the practitioner's voice is diminished. It maybe isn't given as much attention as it possibly should be given, right? Which is why the ally is here, right? To share their microphone. Now, that sounds very altruistic and nice and wonderful. Maybe it is. It may be. Okay. Okay, here we go. I should have scrolled down a little. It says the goals are to elevate the voices of Black practitioners. So it is, a marginalized group, Black people specifically, working in security and privacy. Another goal is to demonstrate to the rest of the industry that Black practitioners, are here. Bring the community together to spur action. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure who the community is. And work to break down systemic and overt racism. Okay. I got to write that down. Systemic and overt racism. Now, let me, so I just put something on LinkedIn about my talk this Saturday with Blacks in Cyber. It's going to be about mental models in cybersecurity, okay? Where, mental models are just the way that you navigate the world. It's the way that you see things, the way you react, respond, all that based on all kinds of things, okay? And we all have various mental models, okay? And ways that we see and interpret what's going on around us. and ourselves, okay? Now, I have a mental model that is contributing to the way I read what this is, okay, and my reaction to it. So let me tell you where that's coming from. So I know I've said before, I'm from Louisiana, okay, below New Orleans, like southern Louisiana, down in swamps and all of that stuff, okay. I live right across the street from a bayou, okay, very close. Now, growing up in that environment in the 70s and 80s, you know, until I left and went to the military, that instilled a lot of things in me. Okay, I saw a lot of stuff. I thought a lot of things about myself because of the way I was brought up as far as religion and, you know, the traditions that my family had and all that. So the first thing that came to my mind when I read about this Share the Mic, is when I went to Berg Elementary School, okay? So when I was in school, I remember this day where I was at recess, and I was, I don't know, I couldn't have been, it's probably like the 3rd or 4th grade, okay? I was very little. And I was at recess, and this little white girl, I forget her name, but she was like one of the, I guess you could say, popular, like everybody knew her and really liked her, and she was very pretty and all that. She was standing near me for whatever reason, and she touched me, like she touched my arm. And when that happened, when she did that, I felt so special. I really did. I felt like her touching me, you know, was like it elevated me in some kind of way. Like it made me better. It made me see myself better. You know, I mean, it's the fact that because I'd already had in my head at that young age, you know, that I was, you know, a sinner and nothing and unworthy. You know, I had whole melodies and harmonies, you know, about how terrible I was, you know, because I was born a certain way or whatever. And in addition to some other things, okay, it wasn't just the religion, it was other stuff, right, that really had me feeling like, Cheryl, something's wrong with you, okay, you're not good, okay, and yet there are things that you need to do to be better, all right, or that was already in there, okay. Now, because and I was, you know, worshiping and saw people that I loved and that loved me worshiping uh Jesus, who was white, okay? Now, when this little white girl touched my arm, and I didn't have any white friends or anything like that. I had a couple teachers, you know, but that really made me feel special. It really did, all right? And that was just something that, you know, I never questioned or it, you know, or anything, you know, and to be I knew that to be like her was impossible for me. I would never be as, like, I couldn't touch somebody and they would feel special. You know, that wouldn't happen. Not if I did it, okay? That just wouldn't happen, okay? But for her to do that, you know, made me feel that way. And I'm telling you, that's what came to my mind when I read this Share the Mic and Cyber thing. Because what it seems like, and again, this is my filter, my mental model, and I am 100% open, you know, to seeing and interpreting differently. But I just wanted to share what I get when I read this Share the Mic and Cyber. I get some little girl touching me on the arm tease with that. I you know, because the same way I do not like the term diversity and inclusion, especially inclusion, okay? Because that inclusion suggests that number one, I'm outside of something. Number two, somebody has the power to bring me inside, okay? And number three, the same power that includes me can again exclude me, all right? I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, because I don't think it's reality. That's not true. You know, was it true that this little girl, because of the way she looked, okay, that she was in some way better than I was at that moment on the playground at school? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I felt that, okay, because of the model that I had, no, she wasn't better. She was not better than me, nor was I better than her. You know, we were different, absolutely. The diversity is there, absolutely. But as far as value is concerned, all right, there's no reason for me to believe, there was none back then, and there definitely is none now, for me to believe that our value is different, okay, because of, the way we look on the outside or whatever. It feels like Share the Mic in cyber is about, I get what it's trying to accomplish. I get it. But what I'm wondering is if that's actually what it's doing. Okay. If I feel that as a Black practitioner, to be heard, I need your microphone and your platform to amplify and add, maybe not even add value, okay, but at least to have people actually hear what I'm saying. I get that if it's like, if it's about social, we have the different kinds of capital. You got your cultural capital, which is about your credentials, right? Your education, the stuff and all that. We got the financial, of course, that's money. And we have the social capital, that we use, and like currency, right? To help us to get to certain places, right? I get that. That's, I get it. I get it. So I can see it in that light, right? As far as a social capital type thing. But if it were that way, but I don't feel like that. Doesn't feel like what it is. It feels like the little girl touching me on the playground, that I'm just saying. And like I said, I'm very much willing to see something different, but that's what it sounds like to me. And I wonder, like, does it work? Like, what is, so the goals elevate the voices of Black practitioners. Like, does that, how is that happening? Like, I'm really curious as to how that's happening. And I don't know who's in charge of this, but I need to find out so I can ask these questions. Demonstrating to the rest of the industry that we are here. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't like it. Bring the community together. Again, I don't know what that means. Who's the community? Is it the Black community? Is that what that means? And work to break down systemic and overt racism. They sure ain't gonna do that, okay? Because systemic racism is no. That's about decision making and power and and all that stuff. So I don't know. I just felt like I had, because I said I was going to do this before. I just have questions. I really, really do have questions. I'm sure, it's not even I'm sure. Like, I know that the intent is good, and I hope that this is doing some some good things. But what I'm wary about is the why. You know, if I feel in some way more or better or special or different because somebody that doesn't look like me is sharing a mic with me, you know, that's the question. That's what I need to know. So this thing says practitioners are us, Black people, okay? Who are the allies? Do all the allies look the same? That's what I need to find out, okay? That's what I need to know, if the allies look the same. That's really going to help me with this, okay? All right. Okay, enough about share the mic. So what I wanted to say about the CISA is that one of my, hey, don't come down here without a shirt on. I'm on camera. I said that one of my patrons is, I'm creating something for him to help him with the CISA, okay? So let me pull it up real quick here. Because what I know, what I recognize after doing some of the stuff that I did with subnetting and you know, bits and all that stuff, after doing that stuff, I'm like, this stuff is too abstract. You know, it's too, when you start out, you gotta especially if you're not starting out from a help desk or something in technology or security already, you gotta reach way over here to understand some of that stuff when that's not necessary. Okay, so I said, well, let me do this. So what I did was, with the system, the new one, the 002, okay, and I'm not done with it yet, but I hope to finish it before Saturday. So what I did was, instead of starting with a business or a large organization, you know, with a mission and vision and people and shit and all that, right? I said, well, let me just start in my damn house, okay? Because everything is the same. It's the same. All right? Your home, like literally where you live, is a microcosm of a larger organization. So why can't we start the CISA or start training and learning and explaining at that level, at the home level? So let's see how that works, okay? So what I started to do was, you know, for each of the areas of the CISA, you know, they have the new ones, all those new areas, right? So that's where I started from. So I have here a house, and I'll show it like once I'm done with everything. I have here a picture of a house, you know, in the outside, the bedroom, and you know, the inside and all that. And then I have a few details about the house, okay, which would be like the business, all right, and details about whoever it is you getting a job with, whoever you're working for, okay, their details. So for here, it's a family with 2 children, like 2 adults and 2 children, okay, under the age of 10. You and the other adult work full time, and then the kids go to school. So just something, you know, regular, okay, just regular, because this is just an example before we get to the, you know, the higher business level. The household mission would be like the mission of the organization, okay? Now, all of this preliminary stuff you need to know for you to truly understand what the hell is going on the CISA and the Security Plus, okay? Now, they don't talk about all this in the detail that I'm going to go into it here, okay, for the study. But what I'm telling you, it'll make your life easier. You'll sleep better. You'll breathe better. You'll digest your food better if we start here, okay, with the very, very fundamental. So you got your household details. Okay, this is what your house, and just think of your own house, all right? The mission. So the mission of the household, right, is, and this is like for everybody. So it would be like physical and psychological safety of you and all your family members, okay? so that you're equipped to contribute to society, be law-abiding individuals, like stuff that we all want for our kids and, you know, family members and all that. You know, that's the mission of the house. Okay, is to help keep people safe so that they're able to grow up and get the hell out when they're 18 and be productive citizens. Okay, so everything that happens in the house is for that purpose. Ultimately, is for that purpose. Okay. So now that you know what's going on here, all right, now we got to put our controls and our policies in place. That's our mission, all right, to have law-abiding children, grown-ups, you know, contributing in all this, all right? So the first is administrative. You have your administrative policies, okay, as a control in the organization. All right. Now, this is, of course, for those of us who grew up with parents and guardians or grandmothers or whatever, these are the rules. These are the household rules, okay, that they have for themselves. Okay, so what's the rule for you, adult? Okay, I'm going to work. I got to pay the bills. You know, we got to make sure all these appliances are working all the time. The heat got to be on, because all of that is going to contribute to that ultimate mission. Okay, for the household, for people in the house to be safe, always have something to eat, to be, you know, all that. So you got the administrative controls for the adults and the children. Okay, so these are what are the kids' policies, rules, okay, written, and the things that you say to them. Okay, bedtime. When is bedtime? When you have school, you got to do your homework before this. What about friends? Okay, I need to know friends before they come here. Or you need to introduce me, you know, I need to speak to their parents. Whatever those administrative rules are, again, we're trying to get to this mission. You understand? And these are the administrative, the people who have the power. Okay, I got the money. Okay, so I'm making the ultimate decisions in this household. Okay, about what the rules are, how we're going to work, who is going to help me make decisions, all that kind of stuff. Okay, administrative. That's like the CEO, the leadership team, your organization. Then we got the operational. Now, the operational controls are the controls in place that people put in place. Okay, these are so now I have the administrative. One of the administrative rules says you got to go to bed by 9 o'clock on school nights. What's the operational control for that? What is a person actually going to do, okay, to be sure that administrative policy is carried out and adhered to? All right. Well, I, as an adult, I'm going to buy the alarm clock. Okay. Now, the child, they're going to be sure that the time is set, and I'm going to help that the time is there for them to wake up, to be at school and all that. So these are people actually doing things, okay, that align with the administrative controls. Okay, again, because we're trying to reach this mission. That's the mission of the house. Okay. So I have some of those that talk about TV and you know, and all those things, not being able to watch it after a certain time, especially on a school night. All right, now those are the operational controls. Those are the controls implemented by people. Now we get to the technical controls, okay, where much of the Security Plus is at technical controls. So these are the things, the technologies that I have in place to help, you know, carry out those administrative controls along with the people. Okay. That's like I have locks. So one of my administrative controls is nobody coming in his house until I meet them first. Okay. Until I meet them first. So what do I do to be sure just any old body can't come just walking in my door? You know, I got a lock on my door. Okay. Or I got a fence around my house. I got dogs outside, right? I have, as far as the computer, they have limited computer time. Okay, that's one of the controls in place. Well, I'm going to put something on the computer to shut it down or take away the computer. No, that's operational. But as far as what they can look at, right, that's parental controls. That's technical. Okay. certain firewalls and stuff like this. You know, all those things with the digital things. Okay, those are the controls I put in place in the house to be sure that everybody's adhering. Now, once I got the house, I got the operational, technical, and all that. The other thing I need to do is find out now, what is the threat landscape looking like around here? Okay. Now, I would have done that before, but the threat landscape, what kind of neighborhood am I living in? What kind of locks I need on my door? Okay, depending on the neighborhood, right? What are some of the other things I have here? The external, yeah, what kind of weather? Where am I living? Am I in California? Am I in Maine, Canada? Because the weather is something that I need to plan for and put controls in place. What if I'm in like Florida or Louisiana, even all them damn hurricanes? I might need some flood insurance. Okay, that's a control, right? That these kind of things tell me, okay, what now if I live in California, possibility of a flood, yeah, I probably ain't gonna get no flood insurance, okay? Because the threat is not large enough for me to mitigate a risk of floods. Now, earthquake insurance I might need depending on where I am. Do you see what I'm saying? So the threat landscape, that helps to determine the controls as well. That helps to determine how much the risk is, okay, for certain things to happen too. So the weather, and you know, when you move somewhere, a lot of people they look at what the criminal, what do you call that? The criminology of the neighborhood or something. I forget what they call that. But you look at that, right? The property value, what your property value is, what you're living around, you know, all that stuff. Okay. Also the employment. You got a lot of unemployed people around you. Okay. What's the employment looking like where you are? The presence of law enforcement. That's also part of the landscape. And it's something that you would need to look for. Now, again, we're starting at the home level, but this applies at the organizational level too. And if you're going to be a security professional, this is the kind of stuff you need to know. You know, this is the kind of information leadership needs to share with you. What else I have here? Property value. Oh, internal threat landscape. Now, I've been watching this show on ID channel. I think what's it called? Web of Lies. Yeah, it's called Web of Lies. About these people who, you know, start relationships with people online and all that, and they end up, you know, being injured or murdered or something like that. Okay. Well, this the last one I saw, this lady had two terrible, I mean, very abusive relationships. Okay. And the biggest threat to the household and people, you know, feeling safe and secure and growing up into wonderful people was in the damn house. That was the biggest threat, was in the house. You know what I'm saying? So in an organization, it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but you know, since the pandemic and since people have been staying home, insider threat has gone down in organizations. Of course, you know, insider threat has gone down. So, so you got to look at what's inside your organization too. You know, what is going on? Like, are there disgruntled employees running around? You know, like what are the various threats to people possibly, you know, compromising one of the pillars, you know, the CIRA? Okay, what are the chances of that? And what kind of controls may need to be put in place for that, you know? So you got the vulnerabilities of the house, you know, inside and outside, or the attack surface and all that. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of the areas of the system, okay, at the family level, at the home level, so that we can better and more quickly grasp and understand what it looks like, what it means at the organizational level, which is what the scenarios and all that stuff is about for CISA, right? The idea is that you're carrying all this out in somebody's organization, okay? But we don't have to start there. Like, we can start at someplace easier, and being able to take what an organization asks you for and convert that to technical language, or vice versa. Something has happened on the network, and you see, with your expertise as a security professional, that what, this is the best way to go. This is the best way to go. But that management ain't trying to hear that, okay? Because it's going to be, oh, we don't have no money, or whatever the reason. But listen, I'm telling you, this is the best way to go. This is what the landscape is looking like. If we don't do this, the likelihood of this happening has gone up, but you need to be able to present that in a way that they'll hear it, okay? That they'll hear it. So there was one, what was it? I forget what organization it was, but I heard someone in a company give a really, really great example where something was going on the network, right? And they were thinking about either taking off an application or replacing it with somebody else, something else, or another solution. But what they did was, instead of creating a PowerPoint slide and going in there with statistics and numbers and all this, they went into the CEO's office and had them, I think it was something in Microsoft, I think, they had them use the application. They said, okay, I want all of you to use this application, and do what it's to do what it's supposed to do. And they had the hardest time. Like, they really could not do it, And when the CEOs experienced that, they ended up going with the suggestion of the security professional. Okay, that just works. It works so much faster. It really does. It does a lot to support your recommendation for something. Than just going in there with PowerPoints and stuff, because a lot of that stuff goes over people's heads, especially if it's still in technical speak. They ain't trying to hear that first. And then if you tell them that there's some money involved, you forget it. A lot of times you can just forget it. All right, so that's what I'm doing with CISA. And Saturday, you guys, I'm going to be at 12:30 to 1:30. Okay, is the conference with Vic. So make sure you're there. Not just for me. I'll be like, there's a whole bunch of awesome speakers Saturday and Sunday, I think, and Sunday. So make sure you're there. Okay. All right. That's all I have for you today. And I'm definitely going to be back after the conference. If anybody, anyone in the replay gang who sees this and you participated and share the mic in cyber, let me know, because I'd love to chat about it with you. That would be really awesome. Okay. All right. So y'all have a amazing night, and I'll see you later.